Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching. This is not a review. Well, it is a review. It's a live review. It's also live, and it's also going to be a build of the Nest RDA. I can't even think what I'm supposed to be doing. But hello and welcome. If there's anybody there, I'm going to have to watch it because I'm going to up my thing. Hi Manic, hi Stuart, and hi Willie. Pleased to have you there, and anybody else that cares to join us this evening. Put you there like that. Hope you are all well. Okay, YouTube, what are you doing? So, how are yous? How the heck are yous? Michelle said she was going to be in chat as well, but she's not yet. Yeah. So how are we all doing on this cold, dark Saturday night? It's a Saturday night. So I'm going to be looking at this little bad boy tonight. On top of that, I got the black, and Michelle got the stainless, which hasn't been out of the box yet. So I'm going to be building the stainless one, and I've been using this one now for a few days. Good evening, Mr. Mullins. How are you? Oh, phone keeps going off. Just finishing a game. Be a few minutes. Okay, Manic. We'll let you off this time. I suppose if I get the chat up on my screen, it may help. But how are we all? What are we vaping on? Mr. Kaja, you watching the game tonight, Roy? Paid you £15 like a good boy. Paid my £15 like a good boy. No, Mr. Kaja, I do not have Sky. Don't have Sky, but needless to say, I probably will be watching the game. Don't know how, don't know where, don't know when, but I probably will be watching it somewhere. Right, I need to get live chat up on my computer. And pop out chat. Easier moderate. And live chat. Do you want a link? I've got plenty of links. Oh, I am not prepared for this in the slightest. I should have really been prepared for it, because when we got it, that we said we were going to do it, and we thought, well, do it on the Saturday night. There's nobody else on. Plus, it means I won't ramble for more than an hour because the football's on at 8. So we have that, and oh, I've got 8 in now. That's good. Say hi anybody that's ghosting or just wants to see me make a fool of myself. Building this, I've built it a couple of times now, and I've got uncontrollable fingers at times, and I do make a bit of a hash of it. But all being said, it does deserve a review. When you get it wrong, you get it wrong. But it should be one of those where hopefully I get it right enough that I don't end up with a massive dry hit or anything like that. So I got it sitting on top of the Sigali Cronus. Picked this up at Expo last year, rather cheaply, and then it came out cheaply on the net, and everybody seemed to be getting one, but I've had mine for absolutely ages. Okay, I am just building myself up to changing the cam down to the table to go through it. So I don't know what to do. I'm nervous, I'm scared. And also because I know when I go into other people's chats, like MF Vapes chat and things like that, I tend to wind him up something shocking. So he hasn't come in so far. Probably won't come in. Probably doesn't even know I'm live. AVC, another vape channel. Good evening, sir. How are thee? Right. Need Nick salts. Need Nick salts. Get the pumping up. I haven't reviewed hardware. Well, last bit of hardware I reviewed was the Unicorn Vert, wherever I have set it at the minute. And the Unicorn stuff I know rather well and know how to wick it. Oh, good mate, not going to miss a live build. Can we stroke out the live build bit and go clusterfuck? Shit show, something like that. Yeah, something like a Unicorn or something like that, I would have no qualms about building it. This is slightly different though because it is strange. Oh, seemingly it's a little bargain. Absolutely love this wee smoke. Absolutely love it. You can put 18650 or 2700 batteries into it. Single battery, but it's so comfortable in the hand. Mr. Mullins, thank you, sir, for these. If I try and there we go, block out the light a wee bit. Yes, I have got the twister in the boost. I have it in there. That's the only one I've tried so far, is the twister. I'm actually quite enjoying it. So yeah, the twister's in the boost. I've got in this one, it is Strawberry Daiquiri by Supergood. Because I've got the Supergood box. I did a live recording of the unboxing of the mystery box. So I'm trying out those because I'm probably going to review them, but I'm going to do the review slightly differently than would normally. Excuse me, dinner's repeating on me. Going to do the unboxing slightly different than I normally do it because ones where Michelle's got the short fill of and I've got the Nick Salt of, I'm going to review them side by side. So get what the Nick Salt's like compared to what the short fill's like and review them both at the same time. Bit more complicated to do, but it's going to be fun, I hope. Right, there's 11 people in now, it's probably as best as I'm going to get. So, are you ready for me making an absolute fool of myself and building this live on camera? Well, we'll go through a couple of review bits first of all and then doing a live build on camera. So not only going to do the stress of it live on camera, I'm going to have to do it the stress on the tabletop down there. Anybody that has watched any of my reviews recently, they know I normally record them out in Michelle's summer house, vape house, because it's more comfortable. But I'm doing this in here tonight. Right, so excuse me while I rejig the camera. I'm hoping this is the right screen. It is. Now you're probably hearing me doing all this, but hey ho, I'm still here. Oh sugar, I'm knocking everything over. So we're down at the table here. Roy stopped knocking the camera. And here we have the nest. Set those to the side of the minute, I don't need them. So this is the box the nest comes in. The camera is, the light's going, there we go. So you've got nest, picture of the RDA on it itself, www.ariesvapor.com, and then you go to this side of the box, you've got Naturevape, because it's Mark at Naturevape that has designed this along with Aries. Along that side, manufacturer is Shenzhen Aries Technology, the website, etc. On the back then you've got your contents and the specifications and the material and the colour, which says they're stainless. Now the one thing that Mark did pick up from Mark's video, on the box, if you've got the stainless steel, it comes in stainless steel. If you have the black, it has black on it. I've lost pop-up chat. There we go. Hi Chris Doyle. Man Exterior, what serial number did I get? I have to look at the black one. Because the black one's mine and the stainless steel one is Michelle's. The black I've got 1043 on the black, so that's mine. And then Michelle's. So you get the box, you get your building instructions, tells you how to build it, if that's your thing. You get your QC card, and then you get the RDA in here. And Michelle's RDA, because it's stainless steel, is 364. So I'm guessing this probably started at the thousands for the black, and the other ones then started saying. Under this wee flap you have got some goodies, some more goodies, and then in here, take the box out of the way. So coil wise you get some nichrome, you get 2 stainless steel, and you get 1 cancel, and then you get a little bag of O-rings and grub screws. You get your little coil wrapping tool, and you get a black screwdriver, Phillips. Here you get your Muji, and you also get 2 strips of cotton to show you what size, what thickness your cotton should be. So you've got your strips like that. I'm not going to use these because they are Michelle's and I don't really want to use them, so I'll have to use my own, which I can't find. Okay, so take mine off. And let's have a wee look around this then. Beside the camera glare. Now it's got Nest on it, with a little N logo in the Nest. Some nice engraving around the outside, and it's got a flush fitting 810 drip tip on top. On the bottom, the 510 does protrude quite a bit, if the camera ever would decide to focus on it. Doesn't really want to play with me, but it does protrude enough. My replacement deck was 0025, originally was 300, so awesome Manic, absolutely awesome, down in double figures. So the all important deck. So you have your post screws here, your positive and your negative post screws. Good evening, Mark. No pressure at all now that Mark's watching. Oh my God, Naturevape. Pressure, 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 pressure. And then you have got your little cradle in there. Don't lose that. Your little cradle for where the coils go. The coil goes into, and your cotton goes in around that. So it's a really deep, nice and deep juice well. Also glad to see that the screws are star head as opposed to flatheads. Easier to play with. And then if you look inside, there is a good bit of doming. Let's see if I take it to this side, the camera's little things, and as you can see, the milling is perfect on there. So there is just the little gaps up in there, which corresponding with the little gaps on the deck. Oh, what else might we knock off tonight? So the 810 does come out. It has a single O-ring down the inside there, so you can replace the drip tip if you so do wish, desire to. Just grab this little low one off the unicorn. So as you can see, 810 drip tips just fit in perfectly. Nice snug fit on there. So let's go back to the original one. Yeah. So as you can see, it is a strange design. Because your post screws are silly ring light. The posts are on the side, so therefore you have these specially designed mesh coils. I can never get into these little baggies. Not as smooth and as professional as yours, Mark. Definitely nowhere near. And there we have one of the mesh coils. So there is a knack to building these, and also to building it and wicking it. Oh, my cotton has come apart a little bit. Oh well, hopefully we'll be able to work with it. And we also need some Muji as well. So to build it, you take your little coiling tool, you take your coil, put the legs facing upwards, and then just nice and gently bend the coil around trying to keep it as straight as possible. And keeping the legs parallel. Now what you can do is, once you've got it onto this, this shape, you can put it into your posts, reverse, screw them down. This is just so you can quickly dry burn off in case there's any residue from the coils being manufactured. Although from what I've noticed so far, there's not an awful lot of it. Make sure you take it down to 10 watts. Yes folks, I am nervous doing this. So I'm just going to babble a load of rubbish at times as well. And if I'm babbling too much or doing something wrong, whenever I notice I'm doing something wrong, especially Mark, if you notice I'm doing something wrong, shout out in chat. Take it down to 10 watts, just a couple of little pulses. And as you can see, no hot spots. Now, another reason I've done that, burnt them in, is because I can't touch that coil now for a little bit. It'll give me a chance to have a vape while I am waiting. Has anybody else, I know Manic's got one, anybody else in chat got the Nest yet? I've been using it non-stop now since I've got it, so I think I've got a fair idea on how it performs, or how I think it performs anyway, because remember, reviews are the personal opinion of the person that's actually using it. I did purchase this from the Naturevape website. If anybody is looking to purchase one that hasn't already got one, get yourselves over to Naturevape and buy it. If you like RDAs at all, then this is something completely different. Manic only built it once. The only issue I had was the lead was a bit fiddly. Now I've done it, it should be fine next time. I still find the lead fiddly, Manic, because of my fingers. My dexterity isn't the best in the world. Right, so that's cooled down now. With it being nice fine, mesh, you want an RDA version. I'm not really sure how the RDA version would work, to be quite honest. So put your coil back round your tool, the silver hollow tool, and then, now I have been made aware Mark has released a new tutorial where he's advising to put an O-ring around the top of it to hold everything in place, but I'm going to try and do this the old school way. Not that it can really be an old school way, because it's only been out not that long. So keeping your coil as straight as possible, take the cotton right round and keeping it tight. Bring it right round, keeping it as tight as possible, because you want to make sure that the cotton is touching the mesh the whole way around. And then you pop the whole thing into far too much cotton around that, and it's not going tight. And of course the one thing that I cannot find at the moment is my scissors. I should have been more prepared for this before I started. I really should have. I'm just going to cut a little bit of the cotton off. on camera again. No, I have completely messed that one up. Because of that bit. So we will go again. Keeping it tight. Keeping the legs apart. And then popping it into the cradle. So, if I can get this picked up on camera, you can see there's cotton touching the whole way round. It's not focusing on it. And then you've got your legs. And what you need to do with them is, oh, it's not round. Is bring your leg down, round, so around the inside of the screw and down round the back, and then tighten it down. The same with the other one. And if I tilt that camera down a bit, the light down a bit, that might be a bit better to see. Ah, the light go. And tighten that one in. That's popped out. Told you it would be me making a pig's ear of this, making it look harder than it actually is. It actually wasn't the coil that popped out, it was the battery compartment. Pull the cage out. You take the milk cage. Yeah, I've seen that, but most people for the first time probably wouldn't see to pull the cage out. Take this off camera 2 seconds to see where the coil leg is. For those of you like me with bad eyesight, it can be a little bit tricky. I'm lucky Mike's not in. What size is the RDA? 25mm, from what I can remember. Yep, 25mm. So it's a good size to fit on most. There's one's actually coming in now and saying, I don't want to mess about with the leads and distort the mesh a bit. Well, I don't think my mesh is distorted. I think it's okay. So the next thing you need to do then is just to cut your tail ends off your leads. That's one. Oh, and this lead has come out. Let's try again, right? And Manic, me just saying that, and you just saying that jinxed me. Completely jinxed me. I'll let you off as it's saying it's you. Of course my batteries are falling out now as well. Keep them out. So the next thing you need to do is to put cotton round the outside. So you can just use Muji. For this, and then the wee trick that I did learn, I should have learned a lot of tricks off Mark, but I didn't. Well done, boy. Sorry folks. Lots of tricks that I should have learnt off Mark and didn't. But again, a lot of people won't have watched Mark's reviews. It's just to fluff out the cotton. Luigi. And then you just need to put it in to fill up the outside. You don't have to be really neat and tidy with this. As Mark says, it can be trimmed at the end. And after all that, then, oh, hitting the camera again. Stop it, Roy. Stop hitting the camera. What shall we vape in this? If I can find it. Going to use some Shy Tots ruby in here, because it's designed for good flavour, and I know the flavour of this ruby. So you just dripping the juice in and it starts to seep in. So the airflows on this, they're coming in from the bottom. They go underneath the deck and they're coming back up through here. So through the center. So you always want to try and be careful not to drip into the center bit, because therefore you run a risk of that going down into the airflow. So you want to just drip outside, and what it does, it seeps down into the cotton and then it goes into the center. Plain sailing from here, no meltdown. No meltdown yet, no, and no rubber gloves. I'm just making a pig's ear of it, Mark, and I'm sorry. I've made it look a lot harder than it actually is to do. I've put two builds into my black one with no issues whatsoever. So you just want to keep soaking the cotton until it basically can soak no more. I think on Mark's live show on Tuesday night, Tuesday night, Fiona had said that it takes 40 drips to soak up your cotton. So we are getting there. And don't try and rush the dripping, because it's not like normal where the coil is exposed and you pulse it then to soak to get the just to soak into the cotton. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have it well juiced up before you even fire it, because otherwise you will just end up with burnt, charred cotton, and nobody wants a bit of burnt, charred cotton, do they? I have to laugh. Everybody else does these with nice big flashy mods, and I pulled out a battered Cronus because it does the job. It is good. I've also had it on top of my vert, so that's why I've got the black one, so I could put it onto the vert, onto the mech, and it does function well on the mech, although it's quite weird using mesh on a mech. Okay, so once you have it down, the airflow is, it's whatever you do on this side, you do on that side. And because this isn't going directly onto the coil, you don't have to worry about the airflow being centered, which is really good because the airflow itself is channeled underneath and in. Diddles. I'm loving mine. The only thing I change is I'd somehow use a clump to secure the leads instead of screws. Sometimes finding screw it down, the screws deforms the mesh. I think I'll leave a couple of mil between the cotton and the sidewalls of the deck, because I always over drip. Phil Jones, dry hit, dry hit, dry hit. You would love that, wouldn't you? You would absolutely love it. Right, now that that bit's done, you can have a wee look at Psycho Lady again. I think it's that scene. I'll be with you in 2 seconds. And we're back up top again. Okay, So put batteries in right does help. We'll get the batteries into this and we will take it for a vape and see how my skills are, because I don't think the stainless steel version is going to vape any differently than the black version. So if I've done ballsed it up, it's down to me, and it's not down to the RDA itself. Really slow ramp up on these, wattage up on these things. I do apologise. What time is it? Got 15 minutes. Right, 60.1 I'm going to go at. No, I can't. 60.5. It just hasn't gone right through. I usually know that's because I'm not getting the right flavour. I know what my rhubarb should taste like. I'm not getting it. Yeah. Flavour for days is what I would say. The flavour on it is definitely comparable to my one I've done latest, which was a unicorn pandemic. So the flavour is on a par with that. As you can see, clouds for days. The build is fantastic. It's really well machined. The metalwork looks fantastic in both the black and the stainless steel. I'm sure you'll agree. If I put it around that way and around that way. Yeah, the stainless steel, you can see it better on camera. There we go. The Nest. Which is the reason why I did it that way around to build on that one. The flavour is really great. What do you expect from a mesh coil? The capacity, because of the amount of cotton you're actually putting into that, is fantastic. I do find it a little bit noisy. I will have to admit, it just is a little bit, the air, but that's such a little downfall. It can't be helped if you want the airflow for the flavour in the clouds. Fiddly to build. Is it worth the fiddly to build? Yes, it is. Taking that little bit of patience to actually get the coils round and get the coil built is worth the flavour. The price point on this, unbelievable. The price point is unbelievably low. £25 for one and 26 for the other. So you couldn't beat it for that price, folks, to have. Also, you can buy the little coils in a pack, little 10-pack of that. The cotton, you can just use the cotton strips that come with it, or you can use strips of Muji. It's not one of these where, yes, the coil may have to be, because it's mesh coil, you'd have to buy those. But I think Mark said there's something like 20p a coil. Compare that to your stock coils that you're from everything else. Yeah, you're looking at £2.50, £2.50 a piece for the coils like that. So you sure you couldn't beat it 20p. You also get Mark's fantastic service. You order it one day and it arrives the next, even here in Northern Ireland, which is normally something that's not heard of because everything says it takes 2 days to get here. So normally I give things a rating out of 10. So what am I going to give the Nest? It's going to be a solid 9 because it does everything you want it to do. It's got flavour, it's got clouds, it's rebuildable, of course it is because it's an RDA, and you can do things like change your drip tips. So Naturevape, are you able to supply coils which have more dense mesh like a stock coil mesh? Don't know why you would want them, diddles. These are 0.2. But I would dare say the only thing would maybe sort of the putting it up thicker mesh, then the legs are going to be thicker. It's going to be harder to get around the little screws. Just smaller gaps. Oh, just smaller gaps between the mesh. Blimey, they're small as it is. So yeah, that's my review for the Nest. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you had a good laugh along the way of me making a fool of myself and building it. And yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you haven't already gone over to Naturevape's website and purchase yourself one, get over and purchase one, because they definitely are worth the money. They probably, I've spent more money on RDAs that get nowhere near the flavour and nowhere near as comfortable a vape, and yeah, the size of it, it's absolutely gorgeous. The size and the shape of it, big, innocent, close. Like, that's the Twisted Messes 24 beside it. There's not a huge difference in height, so it absolutely sits lovely and neat, and you can't get as much juice into that as you can get into that. That's a dual coil, but a single coil. I might grab one as redundant as a gift. Oh, Grant, have you still not got sorted with a job yet? Yeah, just like how a next mesh strip is, but with legs, that would be good. Yeah, true. I'm sure that's something that Mark could speak to Aries about, and look at getting something done. I miss Saturday nights being live, but hopefully the only banter is only banter. We'll be back some stage soon to do a show if we can get him. The only thing to change is where the cage sits. I would add 1 or 2 mil lip just to make sure no juice drips down, and a sturdier base for the cage. That's the part I can delete. The Vape 5 rebuild kit ones might fit. They have legs on mesh. Enjoying a breather. Yeah, it's nice enjoying a breather, Grant, but I'm sure you don't want the stress and worry of Christmas coming up and the job side of things. That can be hard and everything else. If you need anything at all, Grant, you know how to get in touch with me, mate. Just give me a message. It's all about helping everybody out at every time, all times. So with that, I'm going to call it an end here, because I can go and get ready for the football and probably watch Manchester United getting beat yet again, because that's what we know what to do these days, is get beat. So if there's no further questions, I know there's a bit of delay, so I'll just give it a couple of seconds. Not that I'm expecting anybody to have a question. Thanks, Kieran. Thanks, Stuart. Thank you. I'm covered safely. That's good, mate. I was eating my tea, but saw most of it. That's all right, Mark. As long as you missed the bad bits, that's good. So just remains to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you've been watching this live build and review. Bye.